Yesterday, that means 17th June 2022, the Nitish cabinet passed a resolution to the effect that the Sultan Palace would be handed over to a private hotelier, and that private hotelier would demolish the Sultan Palace and build a brand new five-star hotel. Now, this has disturbed me immensely because the Sultan Palace, uh, you can say that this is a heritage building.
Hello friends, my name is Abhay Kumar. Our government on Friday took a decision that three five-star hotels are going to be constructed in Bihar. But the most disturbing part of this story is that Sultan Palace is going to be demolished, and as per Bihar Tourism Department, Sultan Palace is a classical example of Islamic architecture with minarets, high domes, and numerous arcs. And on this very place, a new five-star or a big expensive hotel is going to be constructed, and it is going to be done by the private players. The land will be handed over to them for 45 years. From Patna, Amitabh Kumar Das, 94 IPS cadre, is joining us. I would like to tell my viewers that Amitabh Kumar Das has earlier also launched a campaign to save Khudabak's library, and it was on the verge of being demolished. But because of his efforts, that place was saved. And he has today written a letter to Governor of Bihar, and he is saying that if such a structure is demolished, this will be a big loss for the history of Bihar. Sir, I would request you first of all to tell us why Sultan Palace is important and why we should save this place.
Thank you, Abhayji. Thank you for giving me a platform to share my views on the Sultan Palace. First of all, I would like to share the background of Sultan Palace with your viewers. The Sultan Palace was constructed in 1922, that is exactly 100 years ago, on the Bir Chand Patel Path in the heart of Patna. And it was constructed by Sir Sultan Ahmad, who was an eminent scholar, and he served as a justice at the Patna High Court. And above all, he was the first Indian Vice Chancellor of the Patna University. Sir Sultan Ahmad was also related to the famous Ali Imam. You know, Ali Imam served as the Prime Minister of Hyderabad Nizam. And you can imagine the expenses behind Sultan Palace that 100 years ago, it cost rupees 3 lakh. In those days, the monthly salary of a collector was hardly rupees 100. And it was constructed at such a big scale that the Sultan Palace cost rupees 3 lakh, and it took 3 years to complete it. For some years, the transport department of Bihar was being run from the Sultan Palace. Yesterday, that means 17th June 2022, the Nitish cabinet passed a resolution to the effect that the Sultan Palace would be handed over to a private hotelier, and that private hotelier would demolish the Sultan Palace and build a brand new five-star hotel. Now, this has disturbed me immensely because the Sultan Palace, you can say that this is a heritage building. You know, these days there is a concept of heritage buildings. I would like to tell your viewers that in Bombay, Shah Rukh Khan lives in a bungalow called Mannat, and that Mannat is a heritage building listed by the Bombay Municipal Corporation. So when Shah Rukh Khan tried to make some changes in his bungalow, the Bombay Municipal Corporation stopped him from doing those changes. So Sultan Palace is a heritage building of Patna, like the Gol Ghar, like the Khuda Bakhsh Library, and other such buildings. Yeah, Nitish Kumar has been doing all these things under the pressure of tender mafia. Last year, he proposed to demolish the iconic Khudabakhsh library on the Ashok Rajpath. And I protested, and I, returned my police medal to the President of India. And then the whole civil society rose up in protest. And then Nitish Kumar beat a hasty retreat, and that plan was dropped. Similarly, another historic building, Anjuman Islamia Hall on the Ashok Rajpath, was demolished to make way for a new market. And now the historic Sultan Palace is on his hit list. So today I have written a letter to the governor of Bihar in capacity of the chairman of Bihar Viplavi Parshad that if Sultan Palace is not saved, I would launch a peaceful satyagraha in protest against the proposed handing over of Sultan Palace to a private hotelier. And I hope that the civil society will extend its moral support to me. Other like-minded people will also join my movement, and together we will be able to save the iconic Sultan Palace.
Sir, I wish that once again your karma becomes successful. People should join you in large number, and the heritage places of Bihar should be saved. All the best.
Thank you so much. So nice of you.